I was pretty drained.
You were prepared. You had rested up in Mexico, so you were prepared.
Well, I was laying around in Mexico feeling guilty, like, oh, gee, I should see my parents and my sister. So I arranged a little soiree, you know. But one thing about my family, if you're not talking, there's something wrong. And it's not real conversation where, like, you go, you know, how you doing? Are you feeling okay?
It's not like a real...
No. It's my father goes, no. And he can't hear anything. So we're in the middle. Sometimes we're in the middle of, like, talking about family and stuff. And then he'll just go, did you read in the New York Times recently about what is going on in Israel? So, like, it comes out of nowhere.
So, the conversation could be going one way, and he just switches topics.
How do you feel about Governor Patterson and his appointment, possibly, of Caroline Kennedy? You know, it's just, like, out of nowhere. It's whatever's on his mind.
Right.
So, like, we might be in the middle of, like, you know, gee, I haven't seen my Aunt Sally. How's she feeling? How do you feel about... It's crazy.
Because he didn't hear the conversation about Aunt Sally.
And then I go, Dad, we're talking about Aunt Sally, your sister. Oh, yeah, Sally.
Wow.
But he's not seeing. My dad's totally with it.
No. He can't hear what's going on.
Just doesn't know what's going on. He's got 2 huge hearing aids now. Like,
really?
Like they're the size
look like gramophones in his ear.
Still doesn't seem to make a difference. And my mother refuses to get one.
She's not doing it.
No, she's not getting it. She's like, what?
How do they deal with it at home?
So, and I sit there and I get upset that they can't, my mother's missing conversations. I go, Ma, Beth just said she really likes the dress you got her for Christmas. Oh, the dress, yes. Right. But meanwhile, my vocal cords hurt.
Yeah.
From yelling out what just happened. I'm always like, I'm like the color commentator. I recap what people say.
Now you got to go on vocal rest.
And now my dad, his whole big thing is that my dad, his TV setup, years ago I set him up with 3 VCRs. Okay. He tapes with 3 VCRs constantly. Evidently, like there are 3 shows on at a time that he needs to tape, and he does it with VCRs.
He's really involved in TV.
Yeah, he's really involved with TV. So he somehow got convinced to give up his VCR for these new kind of VCRs. He's still using video cassette recorder. I'm trying to tell him there's TiVo and DVR.
But he wouldn't have to have anything.
He won't let me do it, and now he misses his old VCR. He wants me to go on eBay and find it for him because the new ones are too complicated and it doesn't work right. And I said, Dad, I'll show you how easy it is. So then I gave him a demonstration of TiVo. Don't ask what that was like. Now, Dad, I'm going to watch, let's say, 60 minutes. All right. Watch what I do. I can set this up for you. Okay. I go, I'm going to hit a button. Guide. Right. Now, find 60 minutes. Easy enough. We know what time it's on. Go to the guide. 2 seconds. Boom, guide. Now you see the record button. I'm going to press record 60 minutes. That's it. Boy, this is state of the art you have. State of the art. I go, now I'm going to put this in your house. No. I don't want this. I'm not ready for this.
You're going to have to force it on.
See if you can find that old VCR.
Oh, my God.
And so I said, I'm going to just force it on them. And my mother goes, no, don't force it on your father. He'll yell at me. Oh. I go, well, what? So let him yell at you. You can't hear him anyway.
Right. What difference does it make?
Right. Oh, it's
Oh, that's too funny. But he will love it if he's forced to use it. Because
of course.
It's so easy.
I know. He doesn't. He's afraid of it. He's afraid. It's like them with the with the answering machine.
Yeah, but you gotta force it on him because he can't. He wouldn't even have to deal with tape.
I told him. He goes, "What is it recorded on?" I go, "Dad, what are you giving recorded on? It's going to be in there."
That's right. It's there.
But what if I want to watch it upstairs? I go, "It'll come through on every TV." But I don't want that. What do you mean you don't want that? I couldn't even understand what the hell you said. I don't want that because I watch downstairs. I take the tape downstairs. I go, yeah, but if you want to watch it in bed, you can watch it in bed. I don't want that.
Oh, my God.
He just, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
You got to put it in there and just leave.
It's hard, I got to break into their house. I got to break into their house.
That's right, and give them something.
So maybe Robin's going to get her ass smoked.
Stephen, to answer your question about my mom's voice in my head, one of the main reasons I went to therapy, people say, why do you... Well, thank you, Mother. And I know I'm actually hearing it right now.
Hello?
She's saying hello to me. I know you can't hear it, but I hear it.
Hello?
Yes, Mother. Excuse me for a minute. Yes, Mother. Hello?
Hello?
What do you want, Mother?
Hello?
Mommy, please. I'm on the
Hello?
air now. Leave me alone. Let me
Hello?
be. Let me be.
Hello?
She won't get out of there. I hear you, Mother.
Good.
Yeah, I hear you, and everything's fine.
I
hear her, too.
Yeah, oh, you do hear her. Everyone has her in the head.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Oh, okay, Mommy.
Hello?
Yes, sweetheart.
My mom's in my head, too, but it's her going, I left you chicken cutlets!
One of the reasons I went into therapy was to learn to be my own man. You have to understand something.
Whose man were you before?
My mother's.
Oh.
My mother was so totally infused in my head that I would think things through as my mother would think them through and not as myself.
Oh.
Now, to explain how strong the voice of my mother is in my head, I spent every day of my life with my mother. And she would sit there, and she would tell me her life story. And I began to listen to it. And I listened to it every day, over and over and over again. My father, of course, my mother died. No one knows how.
Of course.
All we know is she went in the hospital. Never came out. We always thought maybe my father could have killed her.
That's a nice thought.
And then we were
My father could have...
And then that's right. And then we were passed around from family to family. At one point, we were going to be put in an orphanage. And then we were passed off to a relative. And then my father got married. And I was happy because I'd have a mother, but of course he ruined that. And then they got a divorce. And and we had one pair of underwear growing up.
Between who and who?
Her and her sister.
And the neighbors.
My sister and I had one pair of underwear. And then, even when I wanted to marry your father, my father didn't want to because he had me as a cleaning woman and who took care of him. And then, so, you see, I was so filled with my mother's story that I became identified with my mother's story. I became sad. I became depressed. I became so sad for my mother that I felt more sadness in my life than my own mother did.
Yeah, you were better at it than she was.
I'm better I am more fearful of the world than my own mother.
And nothing happened to you.
But I shit my pants when I think of the outside world because, don't forget, we only had one pair of underwear. I never, and I would never...
Even though in your drawer you saw lots of underwear.
Didn't matter. Even in my worst nightmares were that the world was terrible. And I would sit every day for hours on end listening to the story. So when I went to the psychiatrist, I said, listen, I got to get this, I got to find out who I am. I got to get this story out of my head because I believe I only had one pair of underwear.
I can only wear one pair of underwear.
That's right.
And I'm a rich guy.
Yeah, I'm a rich... You ask my wife. It drives her crazy. I will not buy new underwear.
Really?
I wear the same...
That's how deep it goes.
I have so many holes in my underwear.
Really?
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
No kidding.
Because why would I deserve more than one pair of underwear? So what I had to do was go to a psychiatrist to find myself. The voice was in my head. It was too strong.
And the shrink said, you're right in front of me. That'll be $8,000.
I would go run, and I would say,
Hello?
don't run. You'll listen. Running is not good. It is hard on the joints. It is difficult. And you'll get sick because it wears down the body and the immune system. And if you ran in the rain, if you run in the rain, you will get a cold. And with wet hair, you will see. You will get sick.
She would just say
You're going to catch a death.
And you will die.
She would just say fat after
fat. What with that running and hard on the joints? It's fat. Believe me, all this running around is not good for the body. And you are out there, and it's cold, and you have wet hair. It's horrible. And I don't know what all the commotion is with this running. And people are running. And they're running around. Oh, you're going to run around.
Where are you running to?
Yeah.
You don't have a car?
You'll ruin your one pair of underwear. Well, so I had this. You could see I'm better at being my mother than my mother.
Did this assist you or deter you in certain decisions in your life? I mean, was she running all of your life?
Yes. Listen, my mother took my temperature anally way into my teens.
That's amazing.
My mother literally had her finger up my Now, listen, I have a very strong bond with my mother.
Yeah, but my point
You ever see the movie Psycho?
Is it you living your life or is it your mother living your life?
Mother.
My mother is living my life. You remember my mother once said to me, that is not your ear. That's my ear. You're my property. You belong to me. You are my representative on Earth.
That's true. I
Wait a
remember
minute.
that.
Your mother is living your life? So Sal is jealous of your mother. That's
right. So, went to the psychiatrist and said, I got to find me in here somewhere.
Have you made any progress in finding you?
Absolutely not.
Oh, my God.
Are you kidding? She won't let go. Mother, stop it. Stop talking. Stop it.
All I can see is Martin Balsam falling down the stairs right now.
Mother? I don't hear you. Where are you?
Where are you? Yeah, you got to find your mother.
So, no, what I did was...
Hello?
Listen, I work on a lot of things in therapy, but that would be one of them. That's how you become... It's called separation anxiety. I can't separate from my mommy.
And so what do you think Howard wants to do?
Howard who?
Mother? Can Howard speak now? Howard? Who's Howard? I'm Howard.
No.
No. In all seriousness, my mother had a very tragic life.
I understand that, but what do you think? First of all, can Howard discover himself at this point? I mean, if you live your life so much in the reality of someone else,
you know why Howard
most of your development, are you really going to be somebody else?
I am going
without her?
Yes. I am emerging. I am a butterfly. I am in a cocoon right now. What you see before you now is a man in transition. I am going to be a butterfly, and you'll see I'm going to have a new pair of underwear when I emerge.
Robin, Howard's trying to find himself, so speak like he's here. Don't say, discovering Howard. How's that going to...
You're talking to my mother.
Well, I'm talking
Listen,
to whoever's
Robin.
running that organism over there, and I'm asking if Howard is ever going to get out.
You want to discover yourself? Is that right? I'm in your head? Oh, all right.
It's not so bad having me in your head.
Howard. If you want to
Listen,
talk to...
if I'm in your head, you're doing good.
Yes.
Believe me.
If you want to talk to the guy running this organism, Robin, call Don Buchwald.
Howard, can I just bring up a point that I think is pretty good?
Sure.
Why did Eric the Midget want to be called Eric Mazzarino? Like, is that midget for Italian? It's still midget. If he has a problem with the word,
he has, somewhere along the line, there was, one of these little people, I believe it was... the actor, I can't think of his name, Billy Barty. I think he started an organization. Everyone decided that the word midget was demeaning and that it was similar to the N-word used against black people.
Yeah, I think they just picked a word and said, let's make that the bad one.
Quite frankly, I've done research on this. I think if I was a little person, dwarf would bother me more than midget because dwarf is insulting. It means almost human-like to be dwarf.
So the N-word I get, but so what is their version of African American? Is it little person now?
Yeah,
is it dwarf?
Little person. And I think that Eric's got it in his head. Stephen thinks this is funny.
Well, it's a weird discussion.
Yeah, but Eric's got it in his head now that this is he's really not offended by the word midget.
Well, I think he watches because he doesn't know any little people.
Yeah, he watches
a TV show.
And whenever someone says midget, they get offended. So look. I thought when he first started calling in, he was a little guy. I figured he's a midget, and he's Eric the Midget. But he doesn't like the name. So he found out that the word in Italian Midget is Mariano or something.
Mazzarino. And we know
Mazzarino.
Italian makes everything cooler.
Yeah, so he wanted to be Eric Mazzarino. But I said I don't think anybody would care about him.
And that's not funny.
But
That's right.
can we still call him Eric the Midget and just not say it in Italian?
Yes, of course.
Steven, you could do whatever you want.
Do whatever the fuck you want. You got a subscription.
Yeah. If you pay every month, you can do what you want.
I pay every hour, and I'll keep paying as long as you're here.
Mother, you're not mad at me that I spoke of you, are you?
This is Mom.
Uh-oh.
This is dreadful.
Mom, you don't understand. I was just trying to be funny.
Are you crazy?
I'm not crazy. We're not crazy.
You know, Howard,
What?
concentrate on what you're doing.
I love you. I am concentrating so hard. I want to make you proud.
Cut it out.
What?
Cut it out.
I won't cut it out. I'm sorry, Mom. I won't say anything
I
else.
heard it.
I know.
I should have known that something was wrong. I didn't.
You always know when something's wrong with me. It's like you're me.
In the future, if anything needs to be done, you will handle it.
Right. And I don't really want you out of my head. I enjoy having you in there. I'm never lonely. All right. Thank you, Mommy. I love you.
Are you crazy?
No. Thank you, Mom.
You know,
Just a dreadful, dreadful thing we're going through.
I'll never try to get you out of my head again. I mean
Oh,
it.
I know you do. I know you do.
No, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave the psychiatrist and make sure that you're always in my head.
Well, that's it.
All right. Bye, Mom.
Bye-bye.
But really, I am fascinated by this. Do you think Howard would have a whole different life?
are you talking to me?
No. Talking to...
Ray.
Howard.
Ray Howard.
Well, yeah, it's Ray I'm talking to.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
Do you
Robin.
think Howard would have a whole different life if you weren't in his head? Would he be...
Yes, he'd be in danger.
He'd be in danger.
Yeah, that's what they think.
I must tell you, though, that... no, I'm actually... listen, I go to psychiatrists about 10 million different reasons. Are you kidding me?
Well, I have a different problem. I'm trying to get my mother out of my ass.
My parents go to KFC. Evidently.
They still do?
Yeah, well, we have a routine where we go every night of the week we go out. Your mother doesn't cook anymore. Yeah, I'm retired. I'm retired. We
She
go out.
retired too.
Yeah, I'm retired. I'm not cooking. I told your father that's it. So one night we go, and I go, Dad, where do you go? I've heard it a million times, but it fascinates me. Monday, we go to the diner. What do you get there? Well, I'll have the soup. Usually, I'm loose, so I'll get different things. Your father likes different things there. He loves a salad with Greek salad. They make a wonderful big salad. That's right. That's what I have there mostly. And Monday, that's the diner. Tuesday, Kentucky Fried Chicken. We go there. We love it. I go, you eat Kentucky Fried Chicken? Yes, we eat the grilled chicken.
Oh.
Do they sit there at Kentucky Fried Chicken, or do they
Yes.
take it home? You sit there.
And there's a lot of black people. That's what my dad told me. Mostly black people. They love Kentucky Fried Chicken because we're the only white people in there.
Maybe
That's
you're
right.
black. Maybe you only think you're black.
Well, we lived in a black neighborhood, so. So, yeah, he told me it's mostly black people where he goes. I said, isn't that a stereotype that black people love chicken? He goes, I'm not telling you. We're the only white people in there, and the place is packed. That's right. And your father's right. Wednesday, we go to the Italian restaurant.
Oh, so they finally do
Yes.
go to a real restaurant.
Thursday, we go to Nathan's. And your father has 3 hot dogs.
So they don't want to go to, every once in a while.
No, Friday we go.
Take it easy.
Friday we
take
go
it
to
easy.
the. You didn't ask me. Friday we go to the fish place. We have a nice fish.
A fish place? What is
Fish.
that?
The seafood.
It's a seafood
Your mother
restaurant?
gets seafood and what?
Is it a seafood restaurant?
I can't hear you. It's a seafood restaurant. Well, they serve other things, but they serve on the menu. They serve other things.
So it's a sit-down restaurant with
What?
waiters. It's a sit-down restaurant with waiters.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm worried about you enjoying your life.
Sometimes we go to Kentucky Fried, but that's once a week.
Okay.
And
The
we
rest
go-
of the time, it's sit-down restaurants.
What did she say? Kentucky Fried once a week. Once a week. We only go on Tuesday or
All
Wednesday.
right. But you're going to real
What?
restaurants, not just fast food places.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Good.
And then Saturday we'll go to the Greek restaurant.
But aren't there other restaurants?
Your father likes... he likes to go to the same restaurant, and he knows the menu.
Oh. Because I just
I know what I like, and then I walk in, and immediately I tell them some of the waiters look at me, they know right away what to bring.
You know what? I would love to go see the restaurants you go to.
When we go to the diner...
Diner?
They know. We go to the diner once a week.
Okay.
In Freeport.
Yeah.
And they know right away what your father wants.
He gets the same thing every time.
Mostly us.
Oh, boy.
I like the salad there. They have a Greek salad, and the guy knows me there.
Uh-huh.
But I'll get something different usually.
And you look at the menu.
Yeah, but he doesn't like it. Well, because you've been there a million times. But there's other choices. But how many times can you go and get the same thing?
Well, maybe she wants to look at the ingredients again.
But he gets nervous.
Still.
I'm not because I know what I want. I've seen the menu a million times. We've been there every day.
So if you go to a new restaurant...
Right.
Is that a difficult experience?
What did she say? To a new restaurant, is it difficult? Oh, no, I don't have a problem. I mean, but, you listen, if you go to an Italian restaurant, you know what they have. They have spaghetti.
Yeah, but they might have different things like
What?
on their menu. It could be Northern
They
Italian
have
or
different
Southern
things.
Italian.
Northern Italian. Northern Italian? Yes. Yeah, I get the same thing. I like fish, halibut,
yes,
or whatever they have there.
I was just because I was out on Long Island not too long ago. It's a wonderful new Greek restaurant. I was wondering.
We go to a Greek restaurant.
Yeah, but I know you've probably never been to this one. It's
No,
new.
we go to the same one. We like that place.
And it never occurs to you to go. Is it all in your neighborhood? Everything you go to?
Well, we go, Rockville
Freeport,
Center, Freeport. Every day we go to the yogurt shop for lunch.
And that's in.
That's in Rockville Center.
Okay.
But they make terrible coffee. The Koreans run it, and they do a wonderful job, but we told them the coffee's no good. But we drink it.
But why do you go? You don't like it?
Well, look, that's what they have there. That's what I'll have. But
there's no other yogurt shop.
Well, no, we like their yogurt very much.
Yeah.
And we have our friends there, and your father brings blueberries and bananas. I bring my own. They don't have blueberries and bananas there. I put it on the yogurt.
There are yogurt shops that have those things.
But not this one. He doesn't have that. And his coffee is not good. What did you say? The coffee's not good.
Sounds like they don't like it at all.
What? What did you say?
It sounds like you don't like the yogurt shop at all. You have to bring your own stuff. The coffee's
we like
terrible.
it. We like it. The coffee needs to be hot. You know what it is? They don't make it, they water it down. They water it down.
It's watery coffee.
It's not strong enough for him. He likes it very strong.
What about you?
Look, I'm easy. I go with the flow. But, I like it stronger. Sure. Yeah, it could be better.
All right, all right.
Yes.
Well, it's, I just wish that you guys were, because there's a lot of wonderful restaurants.
What did she say? She said that, what did you say?
There's a lot of wonderful restaurants on Long Island.
Yeah, we go to the restaurants. We go to a lot of restaurants. But we like what we like, and then we go there, and they make a wonderful chicken. But it's mostly black people. We're the only white people there.
At the KFC.
That's right.
The only.
No, there's a lot. There's other people, but we love it. We love it. And my parents love it.
What do you get? The fried chicken still?
No, we get... What? I'm telling Robin what we get. We get the grilled chicken. Same thing. That's right.
But before you were getting fried chicken, because they only started making.
Well, when I first went to Kentucky, when I first got into, did I ever tell you that the first time I went to Kentucky, it wasn't Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yes.
It was called V-Brox. V-Brox! In Freeport, they would buy a chicken. I would go there and eat a chicken every Sunday.
Yes.
And I said, this is some chicken. So he went up and he asked them what kind of chicken it was. Well, they told me that they get it from a Colonel Sanders. I never even heard of it. So I went to buy the stock, and she says to me, What are you buying stock and chicken? I couldn't believe he's going to buy stock and chicken. Hey, well, you know, I could have had millions.
Oh,
I knew it was good.
Yes, and so you're still eating it, but you've eaten...
All they had was the fried. They didn't have grilled.
Okay, so up until the grilled, you were eating fried chicken.
What?
Up until the grilled chicken, you were eating fried chicken.
That's right. I had the fried chicken. Now
and what did you get? 2-piece? What did you get?
I get 2 pieces with a biscuit they would give you. You know,
Yes,
they would give you French fries. They were very good.
Yes.
He likes the French fries. Sometimes mashed potatoes.
And what do you have, Ray?
Look, I like dog meat. So, you know, and she's one of the few who eat dog meat. I'll eat anything, but I get the white meat. So I'll get a piece, a leg. I get 2 legs maybe and a thigh.
Yes.
And who knows, you know.
There's no vegetables in this
No.
stuff.
No, not really, no.
No.
No. We like it, though.
Yeah. So that's the routine for the week.
That's what we do.
Do you like it when your son takes you to new restaurants in Manhattan?
No, we like that. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, we like that.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Oh, it's lovely.
Oh,
we love it. We loved Howard.
Mm-hmm.
He's terrific. He takes us out. And we love Beth.
Mm-hmm.
She's terrific, a terrific girl, special girl. And we go, and he takes us, but they make too much food. Sometimes I eat whatever they bring, but it's more food than we usually eat.
Really?
Well, yes. I mean, look, I can't eat like that. I'm a very light eater. And they bring, you know, he gets those desserts, and he, you know.
So they fill you up.
That's right. Listen, I can only eat 1 dessert. And, I don't normally have dessert, but if he takes us, I'll have that.
Right.
And my parents will complain the whole time. My mother goes, this is too much food. You know, she eats the whole thing. It's too much for me. I mean, after all, it's delicious.
So what did you get? They get salads to start, or do they just have their entree?
Whatever they bring, I have.
But you have to order.
I order for my father.
Oh, really?
He gets all confused. My father can't do anything. But when he's at a new restaurant, he gets completely freaked out.
Ah.
He can tell he has no clue what's going on.
Well, that's odd.
Yeah. I'll have a salad. A beet salad, maybe.
If they have that.
Of course.
And then you have your entree. You usually have a chicken or a fish, or what do you have?
I'll have the fish. I'll have whatever he tells me to get. It's very good.
And you find that too filling?
Yes, it's very filling. It's too much. I don't eat that much.
And then the dessert, just to top it off. You don't have to eat it all.
The dessert, they bring too many.
Really?
It's too much. Sometimes we go, they bring 3, 4 desserts. Right, I only eat 1.
But can't you just take a taste?
What?
Can't you just take a taste?
No, I don't like that. I like to have just 1 dessert. Yeah, your father likes to have a dessert.
Oh, okay.
What is it, Ralph?
Can I tell you my favorite part of the impression?
Yes.
I like when they don't hear each other. What did she say?
Yeah, that goes on all day. When my parents came out to the house for the 3 days,
This was what it was like?
My throat was burning.
My throat is now hurting from trying to make myself heard.
You gotta yell. Ben?
What did she say?
What is it? No, then if I call my dad at home, I'll go, Dad, it's Howard. Hello? Dad, what did you think? Did you watch TV last night? Did you see? Look, I can't hear you. Whack! Look! Get on the phone. It's Howard. Goes on for an hour.
How far away are they from each other?
Like 2 inches. Then my mother gets in and they're fumbling around. Hello? Hi, Mom. I was talking to Dad. He couldn't hear me. What? I said Dad couldn't hear me. Hey, he couldn't hear you? Mom, I think you're losing your hearing, too. I'm not losing my hearing. I hear just fine, believe me. I don't want to get started. It goes on.
Wow.
Man. All right. You know what? My father's the same way. He says to me all the time when he talks about how he met my mother, he goes,
She was right there.
She lived very close. If she had lived in the Bronx, I would not have gone out with her. I go, who the f*** for you.
The crazy.
I don't think he ever had a date before my mother. Honestly, I've never even heard him getting laid. I don't even think he got laid.
Now he's got all this. If she was in the Bronx, he'd have made a beeline to the Bronx.
How would I get there? Look, I was working for Symphony Sid, late radio. I mean, I couldn't see her. Hey, he's telling the truth. He told me that. If I had lived in the Bronx, he wouldn't have come up there.
Aren't you lucky?
Because don't forget, in those days, you couldn't just call someone. You had to write them a card and set up a date. And he came over.
He did. Really write a card? Oh, my goodness.
Of course. Listen,
card?
Of course.
That's
we didn't have
amazing.
phones. We had a phone, but you couldn't afford it. We didn't have that kind of money, so he would come over. And if she had lived anywhere else, I would not have gone out with her.
Oh, so your mother would have been somebody totally different.
Yeah,
Whoever lived where your mother lived.
Like he was some kind of stud. I think if she lived in Alaska, he would have gone to get laid. I don't think my old man was getting laid.
I'm getting a dog sled.
There's a girl here who wants to get laid.
She wants me.
What a gamble, too. I mean, he did not. My mother is such a she did not put out for him until they got married.
Wow.
Oh, they didn't bang. There's no way.
You're sure?
I'll
Positive.
bet. I would bet. I would hook my mother.
Did they do any heavy petting?
You mean touch my breast?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Are you
And
think
my
that?
nipple?
She was probably a hot tamale.
Oh, please. It's really weird. Like, my parents don't talk much with me, and I don't talk much about anything real, but there was always this one picture of my mother where she looked so beautiful. She was a young woman. It was when my father was dating her.
And you think she didn't?
She had on a low-cut top, and she looks like he must have taken her out to dinner there at somebody's wedding, and her big titties were sticking out.
You don't see any hickeys or anything.
No, but I see my mother. I see my mother that she looked sexual that night, and she looked pretty and all that.
She wanted it.
So I finally said, you know, Mom, I was with him a couple of weeks ago. I go, the most beautiful picture I ever saw of you when I was a boy. My parents throw out all